Kennedy, would you mind recalling how this episode began?
Well, we were, Pat McMahon and I were on board the PT-109, and we were sunk the night of August 2nd, 3rd, 1943, while attacking a Japanese destroyer off of Kalamangara Island in the Central Solomons.
Was everybody flung into the water then, all of the men?
Well, the boat was split in two. We hit almost head-on, and they were going about 40 knots, and we were going at about 12 at that time, and the crew was divided. Some went on one side of the destroyer, and some went on the other.
And you feel that this is the best policy to follow, is nonviolence rather than more direct action?
Well, I think that nonviolence is a type of direct action, but it is not violent, and it is not a bitter reaction. And I do feel that nonviolent resistance is the most potent weapon available to oppressed people in their struggle for freedom and justice.
Is there any possibility that you yourself might enter politics following your own advice that Negroes should be more active in this field?
Well, I haven't considered this at this point. I do think it is necessary for Negroes to become more political minded and for more persons of integrity and depth of understanding. I think it's necessary for them to enter politics, but at this point I feel that my job is in the civil rights struggle and one that should stay above both political parties and not become inextricably bound to either.
Jackie, you are a Republican and you supported Nixon in 1960, did you not?
Yes, I did. I supported Mr. Nixon because I believe firmly in the two-party system. I think it's very important that we have it. I think we're on the road to getting it. Negroes were beginning to understand that as long as they were under the influence of a particular party, that they would still get the short end of the stick. And we're about ready to influence great numbers of Negroes to go over and support the Republican Party.
Jackie, do you feel that any progress has been made towards brotherhood in the past year?
I think there's been considerable progress, but you don't measure it by how much progress has been made, in my view. I think we have to look at how much further we have to go.
What did they say they wanted to be when they grew up?
Well, this one really wants to change it. I think he wants to be a skin diver most of the time.
I really want to be a head.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
he sees Tony Pasquale and Russell Ray, my hairstylist, doing my hair, and we sort of have a good time. And that's why he says that. He just
has this one decided yet what he's going to be?
I don't know. He's very artistic. I think he'll be a painter. He'll be in some field of the art.
Why do you consider it important for you to come out here from Washington, all the way from Washington, to support Democratic candidates such as Governor Brown and Congressman Van Deerlen?
Well, let me just say that I feel as no stranger to California. The members of the Kennedy family have a long-time association with the state. It was in California the president received the Democratic nomination, spelled out the ideas of the new frontier. It was really here that his campaign really started to move in 1960. But I come not only because Governor Brown is a friend, but more importantly because I feel that he is providing with his administration and with the record that has been achieved by your Congressman Van Deerlen, the kind of support of the programs that deserve the support of all of us.
The polls, recent polls at least, have shown the possibility of a Republican governor and a Democratic lieutenant governor. What do you think of that?
Well, I'm not going to go along with that right now. I just happen to believe that Bob and I have been running as a team, and I think we sink or swim together.
Muhammad, what is there about this religion that you find admirable? What caused you to join it?
Peace. It causes peace, and it brings dignity to the black man, teaches him to stick with his own, do something for self, quit begging. For an example, a couple of newsmen out here had gotten in a little trouble. They were throwing bricks and bottles at them, and it was the Islamic teacher and me and my guidance to save them.
Yeah, that was the cameraman and me just now, and we really appreciate it.
So we don't appreciate violence, and I had to bring a stop to it if it meant getting a little rough with the ones who were trying to start it. This is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is doing, cleaning the Negro up and cleaning him up from all of this trouble and rioting and fighting and shooting and looting.
Justice Douglas, you've been described as the greatest believer in the strenuous life among men in high office since Theodore Roosevelt. Do you have any upcoming projects, any mountain climbing or long hikes?
Well, no, nothing particular in mind. I do a lot of exercise, outdoor hiking and climbing, although I discover as the years go by that the mountains are getting a bit steeper.
As an actor, what does your interest in politics stem from?
Involving people. With all of the political scandal that's gone on in the past year, the denigrating of politics has reached a new high, and I don't think politics can be improved by denigration. Politics can only be improved by people becoming informed, by people becoming involved.
Channing, what do you think of your reception in San Diego?
Oh, weren't they a nice audience? They were just as warm and friendly as could be. I guess that's the joy, Harold Keene, of going on the road. You know, of traveling the show. We left far before we were supposed to in New York, but I wanted to. I put it in my contract before we ever came into New York that if we traveled, that I would that I would be the one to go on the road. I wanted to tour all the key cities because it is so rewarding.
Did you know that in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, that Victor Buono, who was nominated for the Academy Award as Best Supporting Actor, is a San Diego boy?
So I hear. You should be very proud of him.
What sort of an actor did you find him to be?
Very, very professional, extremely talented, eager to learn, eager to work hard, and he was doing a play at the time, you know. We had to get him on.
In San Diego, by the way.
Yes, I know.
Commuting back and forth.
Yes, he was. It was rather difficult for him.